Hello, this is Robert Faust, and I want to talk about these fungal VOCs. This is absolute new discovery. We always knew that a good soil had that nice, pleasant, foresty smell of good soil, humus, whatever it was. We didn't know what it was. Okay, well, this is the soil fungi, which produce volatile organic compounds, which we knew nothing about. We didn't even know that they affected plant growth and pre-adaptation to stress, pathogens, and activate pathways. We didn't know that about biostimulants like humic acids either. Then it was discovered that the action of these things was to trip different switches, you might say, and activate molecular pathways that turn on things like plant growth regulation, which is like stimulation of plant growth. It's not an external hormone. It turns on the plant's own mechanisms, and then also turns the plant on to resistance to diseases and insects, because I could never understand why humates impaired resistance to plants of insects in a dramatic way. And not many people seem to even care about that. I guess there's more money in pesticides. That's the profit center for the ag chem business. So something like this is not attractive. It's very inexpensive to use. You expose a seedling for 2 to 3 weeks in an enclosed area. That's the way we're doing it. There's other ways. And that's all it takes. Initial exposure, it's good for the whole season after that. So you're using a fungi that's normally found in the soil. It's a dark colored fungi. It's high in melanin. It's been tested in the International Space Station. It's called TCO9. It's a USDA strain that is shown to have a high melanin content, which is like the dark color that you see in a soil and you see in humic substances. So it's probably the organism, or one of the organisms, that produces that dark color, humification, because it can digest cellulose. It breaks down cellulose. So it's part of the decay system of the soil, and it releases, using enzymes and its ability to break down cellulose, which bacteria doesn't have. And then it produces volatile organic compounds that stimulate plant growth, that of course produce more organic matter and sugars in the root system for these fungi to thrive. Now they're a black, let's say black or brown mold. You could call it that. That's not really accurate microbiology. It's a fungi. Is it a black mold? That's a very simplistic term, and people say, well, it's a black mold, that's dangerous. There's thousands of black molds. They're in all soils. They're in the forests. They're everywhere. We evolved with them. You have these ones that are, they're not all the same. Just like all snakes aren't poisonous. There's a lot of snakes, but they're not all poisonous. Only a few. Just like mushrooms, there's a few that are poisonous, and more than 90% aren't. And that's the same thing with the soil fungi. And they may be black, but that doesn't mean it's black mold. Oh my God, what are we going to do? No. They produce terpenes, a pleasant smell of rich soil. It's not going to hurt you. Here's what it does to plants. My previous video, which, I'm showing the plants, the effects on cannabis, and it's remarkable. And it's not just cannabis, it's just about all plants. The USDA used tobacco as a seedling, as an indicator. Matter of fact, most of the researchers around the world working on VOCs, fungal VOCs, are using tobacco seeds. That kind of blows my mind. We need more poison. So I tried it on cannabis, and the results are just what you're looking for. But I know you're not going to believe me. That's the problem here. But the science is clear. The scientific papers have been published, peer-reviewed journals. The USDA patented this for plant growth regulation. It's a subject of research all around the world, more in other countries than the U.S., because it's kind of a threat to the petrochemical toxic technology industry. Of course, it's disruptive technology, big time. If you can just turn on resistance and plant growth regulation, it's a threat to the biostimulant industry, the humate industry, the kelp industry, the pesticide industry. It's a threat, potentially, if people adopt it. But the thing of it is, it's so outside the box that it just doesn't seem to compute. But if you read the scientific papers, if you believe in science, or scientists or scientific papers, yeah, but if you believe your eyeballs, then I'll show you something next.